My name is Anthony Arroyo. I come from New Bern, North Carolina. I first met Craig Mosgrove at a youth camp that I was working at. And what happened was the whole week I just felt like nothing was happening, and on the very last night I just remember praying to God, that morning saying, God, I really need you to speak to me, God. It's been such a dry season, and when I came here I was expecting so much from you, God, and there's been nothing so far. And as the message started, he was just giving a little introduction, and I remember him saying something about a vision that he had for his future, and it just reminded me so much of something that God showed me at one time. And in that moment, as he was talking about the school of ministry, I clearly heard God just speak to me and say, Anthony, I need you to go to this school of ministry. So as I decided I was going to do it, I remember calling my pastor and a couple of my friends, just telling them of what God was doing and what I felt in my heart. But the only scary thing was that it was 1 month, one exact month, until I would be having to leave for the school of ministry, and I only had enough to pay for the school of ministry tuition. I didn't have any contacts, I didn't have enough money for rent or anything like that. I didn't even have a car that could make it down there. And in that month, I just saw God provide for me and every financial need through that whole month, from a local body and from friends and family. I got provided a card so I could be able to come down from my pastor. My church gave me plenty of money, and a bunch of friends helped out, and people from around my community helped me to get here. So in that month, I just saw God provide enough money for me to live throughout that whole 10 months without even getting a job, just so I could focus on growth and on what God wanted to do. When I first came, I didn't have a good hold on leadership. I thought I did, but I really didn't. And throughout the whole time of school and ministry, we learned about leadership. We got to go out into the community and really impact people's lives, and got to be a part of small groups, got to be a part of everybody's daily life, and got to lead each other as we were being led. And the beautiful thing about it is that even in that process of being led and leading each other, God really intervened and changed my whole perspective of leadership, and he began to grow in me a new leader that I never thought I would be. Through the school ministry, I also learned so much about discipleship. I always had a big hold on discipleship, and what I wanted to do. That's always been such a big part of me, is to disciple others. But like I said, with leadership back home, it was what I thought it was completely different than what God ended up changing it into. I thought it was all about preaching. I thought it was all about speaking and being in the limelight. I thought it was about having the light on you and holding a microphone in your hand and giving a word where you just yelled and sounded very passionate about it. But that's not what discipleship is about. Through the school of ministry, I learned just exactly what discipleship is, and what it means is being in everyday life with people while showing them how Christ lived. Showing them, through every trial and temptation that they go through, that there is a hope and there is a love for them. And that being so intentional with them is what it means to disciple others. It's not about speaking loud, it's not about speaking passionately. It's not about the next big word that God gives you, but what it's about is being intentional and loving others. Like I said, I was always wanting to speak more and preach as much as I could. But now through the school of ministry and learning about discipleship, I realized that we have to reach out and really be the hands and feet even more than we thought we could be. And serving doesn't only mean outreach and talking to people outside of your church, but it literally means taking out the garbage. It means wiping down counters. It means cleaning the windows. What being a servant of Christ means is doing the little jobs that may not seem like they're very big, but what it really does is make a huge impact, because a clean building is going to attract others. Being able to go out even when you don't feel like it and hand out invites just to say, hey, we want to see you this Sunday, is such a big impact to others. Going out and reaching your community is going to make all the difference, and that's what true discipleship is going out and doing little things that make a huge impact. If you have a big heart for ministry and a big heart for God and really want to impact the world, I strongly encourage you to take this time of preparation. What is 10 months to your life? What is 10 months of preparation instead of jumping right in? I want to encourage you just to take time to read about school and ministry and really think about it for your future.